guys, I'm going to go over the 3D project with you. So let's just take a look at the assignment itself. Sorry. All right, so here you are. You're in Blackboard and you're in the assignment itself. It should be about week 3 when you get introduced to this. This is the final exam. It is a group project, so you're going to be expected to work on this in small groups, no more than 3. And one person in your group is going to have to be what we'll call the liaison, the person who will upload the files into this assignment for grading. I am going to ask that not everybody in the group upload the files or different files or whatever, because then it becomes really confusing to me as the instructor for grading. If they're not the same, then it becomes a little bit more confusing for me as to what I'm grading, what to assign, what grades to assign and who to give them to. So anyway, let's get started. The biggest thing I can tell you is don't procrastinate. Students have a lot of fun with this project. Students in the past have said this is a lot, it's a lot of fun, it's hard to get started, but don't procrastinate. This course is a lot of work as it is, so when you throw this on top of it, if you procrastinate, you've put everything off until the very end, and then it becomes kind of a nightmare. So anyway, in this assignment, we have some attachments, some MP4 files. You'll have a couple more by the time you get to this assignment. But this will teach you about Tinkercad and how to work inside Tinkercad. You're going to be using the software Tinkercad. So I'm going to ask you to go to tinkercad.com and create a free account. Do not pay for it. Create a free account. Review these videos so that you understand how to work inside Tinkercad. It's just a little CAD drawing. It's pretty cool, kind of fun. I am going to say ask lots of questions. If you have questions about the assignment, please ask me. If you have questions about Tinkercad application or the software, please talk to the computer science lab. They will meet you in a virtual area online. No one's going to be face to face, but you can share your computer with them, a few things like that, and they will help you get through this. So ask lots and lots and lots of questions. You will be using Tinkercad. The folks in the computer science lab are well versed in that software, so they're there to help you. There will be multiple uploads, so please, please, please only have one person in your group uploading those files for me. All uploads go into this assignment, okay, and no more than 3 people to a group. So how to upload files. There are unlimited file uploads available, and this will be open until about the end of the semester. To upload a file, you'd click on this. Whenever you see a pencil and a ruler, it means that you can upload things in that area. You'll click on the title of the assignment. You'll scroll down until you see this part that says Browse My Computer. Browse your computer. Go out. Let's just grab this Roadmap to Success. You see once you've uploaded it, it shows it here. If you attach the wrong one, you can click Do Not Attach. If you need to attach more than one file, you can go back in and pick up other files. Okay. And then when you're done, click Submit. Click Submit. It will come over to me. I'll be able to see your files and I'll be able to grade accordingly. So that's all there is for uploading. Unlimited uploads, and you can upload multiple files in each submission. So how will you be assessed a grade? First of all, you have to be a member of a team. You can't do this solo. So how do you find a team member? I would recommend going back to the discussion board where you guys made your movie posters and look for some students that do some things that are kind of interesting to you and reach out to them and see if maybe you guys can create a group. So being a team member is part of the assessment, as well as participation in the project. The cool thing about this project is it brings in time management, coordination. It also brings in troubleshooting or critical thinking. And so everything that you do in this project is going to be resume building material. Okay. This project is a resume building piece, and when you're in an interview and they ask you questions about troubleshooting or time management, those kinds of questions, this is your piece where you can twinkle and shine and tell them about your experience on this project. So anyway, all right. So I talked to you about the 3D piece here. It must be student created. I also go over it in the same detail in this instruction file. But anyway, your 3D piece must be student created. Okay, it must be useful for anyone or a targeted group. You might be redesigning, like I said, you know, a napkin holder or something like that. You might be creating a key ring, special type of key ring. I don't know, anything. But it must include the following. It must have some kind of text, it must have a cutout, and it must have some grouped objects. All of this will make more sense once you get into Tinkercad and start fooling around. As far as text goes, what I'll tell you is that students in the past have done things like may use their first name of the initials of every student in the group, or I don't know, they've done all kinds of fun things, very creative things with that. So you must include a cutout, a text, a cutout, and a grouped objects. The other thing you must do is you have to have at least three of the following 6 shapes. It must include a cylinder, excuse me, a box, a sphere, a star, a wedge, or a pyramid. They can be solid objects or they could be hollowed objects. Again, more on that when you get into Tinkercad and watch those videos. There are some requirements. Here are the colors that are available. You do not have to print this, but it has to be printable. When you create your widget, or your widget might be multiple pieces, each piece has to be a separate file in itself. So let's say you were going to build a printing press. So you have a gear that is a roller, and you have a handle, and you have a platform. All of those would be individual pieces, so each of those would be an individual file. The other thing is you'll send these files over to the nw.csclab@tccd.edu, and the people in the computer science lab will take a look at those and get back with you. The file name of your 3D file must be your first name dot last name dot project name with a color if you want it printed, and it has to be in an STL format. There are going to be a couple of things required in this assignment. You're going to have the 3D object, you're going to have a marketing piece, and a marketing piece is like a flyer you get in the mail, and it's going to have a PowerPoint. This is where you twinkle and shine. You're going to show me what you guys can do. More on the marketing piece and the PowerPoint when we get into the instruction sheet. Words of advice: get this done early. Do not assume it is correct because it's printed, okay? Be sure to get out there. I need to fix that. Be sure to get out there and talk to the folks in the computer science lab to make sure that it's printable. And make sure that it's very aesthetically appealing or complimentary. Okay, so any questions again about this assignment, talk to me. Any questions about Tinkercad, please talk to the computer science lab. If you keep scrolling down, I've got some links for you to take a look at. I have the uploads and the weeks that they are due. All assignments are due the week assigned by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. So at the end of week 6, you should have your team members form uploaded, and that's an attachment in this assignment I'll show you. By week 8, you should have your Tinkercad file uploaded. By week 10, you should have the 3D approval form uploaded. The form is something that you will receive from the Northwest IT lab. I'm going to ask you to only work with the Northwest IT lab. Since I'm a Northwest campus instructor, that's the lab I work with. They've worked with me on this project for years. By week 11, I need a draft of your marketing piece and your PowerPoint. And then by week 15 or before final start, somewhere around there, I think there's a due date in your assignment itself, or I'll definitely give you that. I need the final PowerPoint and the final marketing piece. And so this just gives you some more information, a couple more links to take a look at. So let's take a look at the team member form. This is due in week 6. So what you're going to do, this is a editable document, not edible. What you're going to do is you're going to fill it out, and that one person in your group who's going to be the liaison, they're not the boss, they're the liaison. You're going to fill this out, and they are going to upload it into this assignment. So I need a short description of your group project. I need to know what you're going to call it for that marketing piece. And then I don't really need your contact information, but I need to know the first name and the last name of each student in your group. So once you've created this document, it has to be uploaded by week 6. If you want to work ahead, by all means, please do. All right, let's take a look at the instructions for this particular assignment. So in addition to the 3D piece, what you're going to do is you're going to work in a small group, you're going to create your 3D piece, but you're also going to create a PowerPoint and a marketing piece. The PowerPoint is going to be 7 slides. Show me what you can do. Okay, twinkle and shine. The first slide should be your title slide. Should tell me like the title of maybe the name of your widget or your project, your product, and it should include the name of all your team members. Slide 2 should be your item. Okay, what is your item? Bulleted list of what your item is and why your team selected this item. What's it going to do? You know, if it's a new kind of napkin holder, tell me, you know, what it is. What are you going to call it? Why you redesigned it? What's so cool about this? Okay, or why did you select this item to make? Slide 3 will be a picture of your 3D project, 3D piece. It can be the STL files completed as one. It can be the actual 3D piece. If you want to have this printed, you can. It's free for you to print. And if you print it, you need to let the computer science lab know that you want it printed, and they'll make arrangements with you to pick it up. Okay, but on this slide, I need a picture of that object, and I need to know how long, what the time was, and what the cost would have been if you had had it printed, and if you do have it printed. Either way, and that will be included in that 3D approval form that the Northwest Lab will provide for you. I don't give that to you. They have it. They will provide it for you once you start submitting your files. And then slide 4, I need for you to talk about a problem that you might have encountered or problems that you encountered and how did you solve them. This is your critical thinking piece. This is the piece that you can take into an interview and they ask if you've ever done any problem solving. This can be where you'll twinkle and shine. Slide 5 will be the marketing piece. I just need a copy of the marketing piece. It needs to be inserted. Slide 6 will be a Q&A, and that's all it is a Q&A, a slide that says Q&A, something like that, questions and answers. It's just the session, it's just a blank slide basically with Q&A on it or something. It's for the presenter as a reminder if you were presenting to stop and pause and ask the audience if they have any questions. It's not where you write questions and answer them on the slide. It's where this would be your tip to turn to the audience and ask if they have questions. And then slide 7 should be the bibliography. It can be a simple right-click, copy and paste of the URLs of the websites that you went to. If you use pictures from Creative Commons or off of the internet, you need to include those in your bibliography. Anything that you used off the internet, you need to include in this bibliography. So it has to be 7 slides. It has to have an appropriate design or theme. I have to have a hyperlink, maybe to one of those pictures that you put into your marketing piece. I don't know, something like that. I need a number or bulleted list, and that should be covered right up here on slide 2. I need some animation and transition, and if you don't know what that means, you will when you get into PowerPoint. But animation is how things come and go off of the screen once the slide is up. Transition is how the slides come and go off the screen. And so I need to see that throughout the whole thing. Show me that you understand how to use PowerPoint, okay? Twinkle and shine, bells and whistles. So that's your PowerPoint requirement. And then the marketing piece. I have no preconceived idea. You can use Word, PowerPoint, Publisher, it doesn't really matter. Whatever software you use, it has to be in a format that I can read. What am I expecting from your marketing piece? I just want you to think about something you've looked at that has encouraged you or made you say, hey, I think I want that, or hey, I think I need that. So what you're going to do is translate that into your project, Okay, how are you going to market to people you've never seen, you may never see, you don't know? Okay, like that impulse marketing at the cash register when you go to the store. So think about that when you create this marketing piece. And then I give you a list of the uploads again. Things to consider. Students will drop this class. I don't know why they drop this class, but they do drop this class. So be aware. So what would you do if this was your job? If you were getting paid for this project and one of your colleagues retired or got a new job and left, what would you do? You still have to make a deliverable. So my thought is everybody needs to keep their finger on the pulse of everybody else. What is going on? If somebody falls away, you keep moving forward. This is your job. This is your project. Again, it is a small group project, although I have had students fall away and one student ends up doing it in the very end. Um, but don't carry the load. When you get out in the real world, you have to know how to collaborate. You have to know how to do group projects. And then be sure to check on your 3D files. Make sure that they're meeting the requirements. Make sure that it can be printed if indeed you want it printed. If you don't want it printed, that's fine. It still has to be printable. If you have your own 3D printer, you still have to submit your files to the Northwest IT Lab for approval, for submission for this project. Um, So I think that's it. I can't think of anything else about this project. I do want to say this. I want to say be sure if you have any questions to email me about this assignment, and be sure that the subject says 3D group design project or something very similar to that. Other than that, you guys have a great time. Any questions, please ask, and good luck.